What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar here. You're wondering what these lines are. You're wondering where I've been. I'm sorry. I've been gone for a little bit. We're going to talk about Bitcoin today. And I don't know, I got a couple things I want to point out. So, the main point of conversation today is going to be, have we bottomed? Has Bitcoin bottomed? Have we seen the bottom? Are we going lower? How much lower? Blah, 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 blah. It's going to be that topic. I'm going to come up with some compelling arguments. If you like hearing compelling arguments, that are poorly phrased, please like and subscribe to this channel, this video. I forget if I said C-Zar or Chris at the beginning, but it's your boy C-Zar here with C-Zar Gets Crypto. We're gonna look at the charts now. Okay, so you can see here I've got yellow lines and I have white lines. I've actually started. I want to go. This is the full moon. I know that this sounds a little wonky, but let's see. Hold on. Full moon. We're gonna look at the full moon dates. Of this whole bear market. That's what we're going to do. So our bear market started in November of 2021. So that was November 19th and December 18th. That's all I need to know. 19th and 18th. Okay. So on the 19th, that was this week. And we're going to make that yellow. And then on the 18th of December, that would have been this week as well. So that one can stay yellow. So the difference between the lines is the yellow lines in this, and this is the whole measurement. Again, this isn't all of Bitcoin's history, right? Bitcoin has a much longer history than this. We're not going to go through all of it. But this is in relevance to the full moon theory, or the moon phase analysis that people use. It is based on, like, I guess, technically it is astrology. It's not technical analysis. But we're gonna apply it to technical analysis right now. This isn't something that I normally go off of, but it is something that I pay attention to, and it's been more accurate than it's been wrong. I can say that, and we can see that, because again, the theory is, and from what I've seen in paying attention to these cycles, in a bull cycle, a full moon is a good thing. In a bear cycle, a full moon is a bad thing. Not always. It's not always. No indicator is always, guys. If you have an always indicator that's always right, I mean, what are you watching this channel for? Go make money. Stop, But nobody has that. Nobody has that. So, just 1 second. 1 second. I gotta move my cat. All right, I'm back, everybody. We got a busy house here. There's a lot of people, a lot of moving parts. Okay, so we're looking at the Bitcoin chart. We're on the weekly. Every red week, every full moon that's had a red week, we've painted yellow. Every full moon that has had a green week, we've painted white. And we're being very technical here. We're not going to be nitpicky. Yes, this was kind of a neutral week at a low point. Yes, right after this, and that was September 5th. The full moon on that date was actually September 10th. So the beginning of this week was the 5th. The beginning of this week was the 12th. The full moon was on the 10th, so really 2 days before this week started, this big red week started, this engulfing red week that sent us down here. Before that started, that was the full moon. So technically, this was in the week of the full moon, but we were closer to this week, so I would count that almost as a red week too. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to be technical here. We're going by the weekly basis, and so far what we can see is per weekly candle that the full moons have been in, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weeks of red, and we've had 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks of green. That's a 10-to-4 ratio. It's not 100%. We had three in a row that were green, to be fair. But if we look at it again, this green one came at the bottom. It came at the bottom. And in fact, we did go lower the next week. It was a red week next week, but this was kind of a neutral area. This one here, 2 days after this week ended, 2 days after the full moon, or no, sorry, not 2 days after the weekend, 2 days after the full moon, we got our dump. We got an 11% dump. This one here, same thing. The week after, we got that 11.5% dump. And then this one here, in my opinion, is the only one that was a true fault. These ones can, if we nitpick, we can kind of see that these were bad omens, in fact. And that's what I'm trying to get at, is we're at a half moon right now. The moon, if you looked up at the sky last night, you noticed it's a nice half shape, right? And in a bear market, you don't have to believe in astrology if you don't want to, that's okay. But there is science, there is psychological science backing that full moons do change the psychology of people and animals, and weird shit happens on full moons because of that. Like certain things just happen. I don't know. Like there is psychology, there's psychological evidence backing up that the moon phases do affect us. They do affect us. And whenever we're looking at charts, when we're looking at prices, it's all psychology. It's all psychology. Fear and greed. What are people afraid of? What are people greedy for? And let's play off of that, see how we can make people lose the most money so that the few people can make the most money. That's how markets work. And it's all psychology. It's all psychology. We are animals. We are base instinct animals, who can use fancy computers and stuff. So we think we're great, and yet we're still susceptible to the effects that the moon has on us. And there's plenty of science to back that up. That's not gibberish. Whether you want to say that the moon affects the price charts, I mean, to be fair, that's up for debate. But if you want to look at it right here in this bear market, even with these three green ones, it has been pretty accurate. 10-4. It's pretty accurate. And being that we just had three green ones in a row, and every time we've had a red one, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, and now we're on 2. The last 2 times we had 4 in a row. This time we're only going to have 2 in a row. After having 3 green ones in a row, I don't know. I think the odds are in our favor that this next full moon on the week of December 5th, which I believe the date is December 7th, so it's going to be right around the beginning of the week. What day is that on the 7th, actually, I wonder? The 7th is a Saturday, so right whenever there's no volume. It might not happen on that day. It can happen the days before or the days after too. But that's not the point. The point is, I do think this is going to be a red week. That's why I have it labeled yellow here. It hasn't even happened yet. So really, like, if we're going to be fair, I'm sorry, I counted that one. That's not 10. We're at 9-4. 9-4, to be fair. But again, we've had 4 red ones in a row. 4 red ones in a row. Are we just going to have one? I mean, after having so many green ones that were kind of BS. I don't know. This one was kind of real, I guess. This one was kind of real, but it was at the bottom. It was at a low point. Anyways, long story short, I beat that over the head enough. I think you get the picture. Something to pay attention to. The full moon is upon us. We're at the half moon now. As the weeks get closer to it, even though this week, this nice little 3.3% week is getting everybody's hopes up that we've bottomed here, I'm going to shit on those hopes and say that we have not bottomed here. I'm going to pull out some technical analysis now, some real technical analysis, and we're going to go kind of in a same idea, right? We look at this month. Since the bear market started, we've had 1, 2, 3 red months in a row. Then we got some green. We got a little break. Then we had 1, 2, 3 red months in a row. We had 1 month of a break, a nice little pump, 1, 2 in a row. Then we had some green. Never have we had a month, being that this is the 1st of December now, we're in the 1st of December, never have we had in this bear market, and I know there's only 1, 2, 3 iterations of that. This could be the 4th, but we have yet to have a standalone red month, is what I'm getting at. Every red month is followed by at least one other red month, and normally 3 from the last 2, but at least one other. They come in groups. They don't stand alone. It's the green ones that stand alone or stay in these small groups, unfortunately. And that's what's making me think that we're probably not going to go down, or we're probably not going to go up. This is on the index. It's kind of funny, guys, because I think it's funny, at least. There's this gap here in the price. And on this Bitcoin index, I've noticed that they will fix that gap. And it might not even be on the weekly. I wonder. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't be on the weekly, would it? Because a new month is not a new week necessarily. The weeks are based on their own thing. Yeah, it's a new day. There's no gap here. No gap there at all. But if we go to the monthly, there's a gap. They're going to fix it. That's the one thing I don't like about the index, is whenever it comes to stuff like this, it cannot be reliable, I think. And to be fair, let's just go US. I don't know. I'm going to leave it on here for now. Anyways. So we've got 1 red month so far. Could we get another one like we've seen every other turn down? I think so. If we're looking at the Heikinashi candles, Heikinashis are a little bit different. I've explained them before. I'm not going to explain them now, but just understand that they, you can see here, if I flip it back to the regular candles, you've got greens crossed in with your reds a bunch. Heikinashis kind of smooth that out to base it more on the trend, the momentum of the price. Here you can see, yes, it started red, and even though we got some greens, we clearly were in a red move. Here, solid red move, even though in this month, or in this year-to-year basis, we had green months. It's all red because it was all negative momentum nonetheless. Same thing now. We've had green months, but here we've got red months. I just want to say, let's see here. From the last one, I'm going to start it here because now it's 1. And we're going to try to count all these. So see, that's 1. If I had it here, it's 0. So I'm not going to start on this candle. I'm starting it here. So 1, 2, blah, 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 blah. We had 14 red candles in a row. Right now we're at 13, potentially. So that fits. That kind of falls in line. Could we go one more? Possibly. You know, the last one that we had, we didn't have 14 in a row. But to be fair, using the same kind of idea, we didn't really turn around until 20, you know, until about 20 candles later. That's kind of what I'm measuring here. Yes, it was 14 in a row, but that's also where we started to turn around our momentum. If we're looking here, we didn't really start to turn around. I mean, here we just kind of moved sideways. We did turn around, I guess, after 5 bars, but really we didn't start to turn around until after 10 bars. We're after 10 bars right now. We're below 20 bars. We're below 14 bars. Could we turn around here? It's possible, but I very much doubt it. And the reason I doubt it is because actually I'm gonna keep it on the monthly. Go back to the regular candles. Like I was saying, we've never had a standalone red month, and to help back that theory up that this isn't going to be a one-off red month where it's just one and then we have a green month here, we consolidated in this range. We were in this range for 1 month here. You know, we opened the month in June here, but then we moved down here. So 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, and then on the 6th month of being in this territory, after a half a year of staying in this territory, we broke out of it. Think of it as a range, right? We consolidate, we're in this range, and then once we break out, the move does not stop here. It does not stop when you break out. It continues. And we've just, you know, like right here, we broke out of this range right here. The move continued. It didn't stop there. If we're in this range here, it broke out here, it continued a little bit, but still it continued. It didn't stop there. And that's what I'm getting at. We were in this range, this very clear range, of approximately, you know, $18,000, 18,000, yeah, like somewhere at that. And then at the high, we were at like 25,000 basically. You know, we tried to hold 20,000, but that just really didn't end up happening. That's what made me think we were going lower from the beginning. We disrespected that $20,000 level so very clearly. I mean, look at it. Like, here's your $20,000 level. We closed at it and opened at it and then closed at it again. That was kind of nice. But we wicked below it every single month for a half a year. That's disrespect, in my opinion. Off of a previous all-time high, that should have been an indication that we were going lower. That's neither here nor there. What I'm trying to get at is we did just break out of this range. Never have we had just a standalone red month. And then also, you know, the full moon is upon us. There's a lot of things statistically that are backing up that this month is going to be a red month. Now, on the bright side of things, because we like to look at the bright side sometimes in these bear market times. Again, the full moon can be good in a bull market. I've seen it be good. I've seen it be good relentlessly, but it can be bad in a bear market. Just as most tools, that's how it is. They're good in a bull market, but bad in a bear market. That's just how it is. I was going to look at Christmas. We're going to look at Christmas. So what happened during Christmas of last year, the week of Christmas? That was this week. We had 8.7% pump. It's a nice week. 8.7% pump. You know, the week of Christmas. Here we are. The week of Christmas again, we had a 26% pump. That's 2 green Christmases in a row. We go back. Could we do a 3rd in a row? Maybe. I don't know. Having 2 in a row makes it maybe less likely. I don't know. The week of Christmas here was actually a red week. Unfortunately, it was actually a red week by 1%. That's not that bad. But the week before was a 5.5% pump. So around Christmas still, we're having that pump, you know. And then even 2 weeks after, we had that pump too. You know, around Christmas, there is some pumping times. But to be fair, this did happen in January, not in December. We're going back further. Christmas time of 2018, what did we do? So we had 1 red versus 2 greens so far. Christmas time 2018, I believe that would be this week, technically. We had, you know, the week started off, it pumped. So probably Christmas Day, that time, and the week before again pumped. A nice 23% rally. I'm going to call this, even though it's a red week, technically we've got 2 to 2. I would call that a green week. And even with this too, even with the red Christmas we had somewhere, I forget where it was. It was in 2019. There was a green week before, right here, right, and then we had the red Christmas, but it was still a green week before, just like this one here. Red week for Christmas, but the week clearly we have a wick to the upside. If it closed down, we probably opened the week to the upside. So green for Christmas, green the week before Christmas. Christmas time, within a week of it, it tends to be a good time, is what I'm getting at, right? And so I don't really have to explain this any further, I think. I've made my point. But yeah, like Christmas week here, the week after, we pumped 16%. And this was the week of Christmas. I mean, technically, if we bottomed here, I wouldn't be surprised. Let's go back. Let's go back to that, actually. I want to go back to December 17th, or December of 2017. Let's see here. Pardon my raspiness. I have let's call it a cold. Let's see here. Is that it? All right, December 2017. Christmas time. So on the 24th of Christmas, we actually did go down. 25th of Christmas, we did go down. Damn. But the days before, we found a local low, and then like the week after, we did pump up. So what I'm getting at, it might not be Christmas Day, it might not be Christmas week, it might be Christmas week, it might be Christmas Day. But what I'm getting at is that sometime within a week of Christmas, whether it's before the week of Christmas or after the week of Christmas, we are going to see a pump in the price, whether it be small or whether it be big. That's a statistical likelihood. We do have these little Santa Claus rallies in Bitcoin. It's very famous for that. And somewhere in this range, we're going to have a pump. But again, the full moon is on the 7th, which is the first now. That's a week from now. We've still got this. We got the rest of this week, which goes until the 5th. And then we have the whole that whole week there. We've got 1-2 weeks away before we hit this Christmas zone that we're looking for. We could drop a lot by then, and maybe come back up for Christmas. Maybe come back up to 15 or 16,000. But we could drop a lot by then, and that's kind of what I'm expecting. I don't know what price is going to look like after Christmas. January could open up good. It could be a continued bloodbath. I really don't know. It just depends on how big this Santa Claus rally is, honestly. Anyways, I'm getting caught up on Christmas, as we all do. And I really just want to say the main point of this video, we're gonna blow my face up for this one, so you can look me in the eyes. The main point of this video is saying that I do think Bitcoin's going lower. I don't think we've bottomed yet. I've given a few reasons as to why I think we could go lower in the immediate term time frame, immediate being like within the next 2 weeks going lower, specifically by the 7th or the week of the 7th, and on the charts. And we just had a red month of November. We're in a bear market. We haven't had a standalone red month at all this whole bear market, and we tend not to get those in most bear markets. We just broke out of a range last month, that we've been in for half a year. We broke out of it, and here we are not even a month later from breaking out of that range. So is the move over? I don't think so. I think we're close. I really think we're close. And potentially around Christmas time could be the bottom. It could just be a break. We might get a little pump, and the pump might just be back up to the current prices that we're at now. But we're also in, you guys know I like this pattern. We're in this 5-wave, this Elliott impulse wave count right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Generally, not always, doesn't always have to be, but generally waves 3, which is the biggest wave, waves 3 and 5 are the biggest waves. Right now, wave 5 is not the biggest wave. It's actually smaller than wave 1. And it's okay to be smaller than wave 3. Wave 3 is normally the biggest wave. But wave 5 could be bigger than wave 3. That's possible. It could also be about the same size as wave 3, but at least bigger than wave 1. You don't normally see it be smaller than wave 1. It's not that it can't happen, but you don't normally see that. And to be fair as well, waves 3 and wave 5 tend to be the stronger moves. They tend to. Wave 1 can be strong too, but waves 3 and 5, they tend, bigger moves, stronger moves, it's the same thing, to a point. And to be fair, this wave 5 has been pretty lackluster. So maybe we don't see a super strong wave 5. maybe instead of it growing in size by going lower, maybe it grows in size by going kind of sideways. We just have this like steady downtrend, which I'm kind of believing. That's honestly, that's kind of my thought. I think that we're not going to get I think the times of like a big dump like that are over until we get the final dump, I guess. The final dump will probably have a nice wick on it or something. But what we're mainly going to be doing is to get down there, at least to get down to that range. We're not going to move quick. We're going to move slowly, probably within this channel here, are my thoughts. Or this wedge. Maybe it's not a channel, it's a wedge. I don't know. We're probably going to just pitter pattern all the way down, meander our way down, and then on the final time that we'll touch this line, or the final drop that we have, it'll probably be a big scary drop like this. It'll have a nice wick on it, as they all do. I mean, you know, big wick there. This one, I guess, didn't have a wick, to be fair, but we did pump 23% the next week. So, you know, if it's not a wick, it could still get turned around pretty quickly. Big wick there on a bottom, you know, a little wick there still, and then this didn't have as much of a wick, but still a big pump the next week. Big wick there, big wick there, big wick there. We're looking for stuff like that to mark the bottom. And I don't think we've seen that yet. I don't think we've seen that yet. And until that happens, I'm bearish. That does not mean we can't go up in the meantime. But again, remember, in the immediate term, I do think we're going to go lower. I do think we have some bearish things on the horizon that do not bode well for the price. I'm just trying to look here. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got to say. I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Stay safe, trade safe. It's wintertime. If you live where snow is, just drive safe too. Watch out for crazy people. People are more dangerous than the roads are sometimes. Thank you all for coming. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the video. Leave a comment if you liked it. Leave a comment if you hated it. Give me a thumbs down if you hate it. I don't know, whatever. I handle criticism pretty well, I think. Tell me why you don't like the video if you don't like the video too. And tell me why you like the video if you like the video. I love comments, guys. I really love seeing them. I appreciate all my subscribers. Thank you all for subscribing and watching this channel. It really means a lot. I'm sorry I haven't been on as much, but I will be on more. I'm going to stop apologizing, I promise. And I hope everyone has a good day. Again, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye for now. See you later.